Hey y'all, it's your girl Natalie. I'm the Director of Training and Programs at BEAM, the Black Emotional and Mental Health Collective. We are a national training, movement building, and grant making institution dedicated and committed to the wellness and liberation of Black and marginalized folks. We get to talk about today demystifying how to get care, therapy, the whole thing. And I am joined by an incredible person, Dr. Amir. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you for that, Natalie. Nice to talk to everyone. So I'm Dr. Amir Ahuja. I'm the Director of Psychiatry at the Los Angeles LGBT Center, and I'm the President of the LGBTQ Caucus in the American Psychiatric Association, and I'm really excited to be here today.
Amazing. So we get to demystify how folks can get help, kind of some things that they're thinking about as they're going in, how to reduce anxiety, all of those things. And we have a pre and during session kind of checklist on our website, beam.community, that you can check out if you need further support. And so let's get real about this whole therapy thing. When we're talking about demystifying therapy, when we talk about this process of people coming in, I know I'm a plus size, I'm Black, I'm a woman, I'm all the things, and this process can be a little bit scary. And so what do you want people to know when they come in the door? What do you want them to know?
Yeah, I think the important thing for people to know is that it's going to take time to trust your provider, and it can take several sessions to understand what you need from them and what they need from you, and to be able to open up more. So I think that's important. It's important for patients to know that this is a new experience. So if you've had a negative experience before, hopefully this is a chance to redo that and to start fresh. So hopefully you give your new provider a chance. And also what's helpful is to know what kind of problems that you have and the kind of triage order you'd want to address them in, because what can often be overwhelming for patients is that there's a lot going on. Obviously, we all want our problems to be fixed as soon as possible. Having some patience and clarity can really help when you see your provider.
I love that you're saying that, because one of the things that I always say to folks is, this is your session, right? You're paying for this service and for this support. And so if your needs are not met, advocating for yourself, whether it's verbally, whether it's after a session, sending them a note or a text or whatever the communication dynamic is, can be really helpful to getting the actual support that you're there for and that your therapist is trying to give to you, right? And so it's a two-way street in terms of that communication. So thanks for that. Tell me some things that should kind of be happening as you're engaging. Are there signs? Are there signals? What should somebody be looking for that could ease them to know, okay, I'm in the right place?
Well, I think a good thing to start with is the resources that we're talking about today at beam.community and depressionlookslike.me.com. Any resource where you know that there's a directory for people of color or for LGBTQ people, for people in any marginalized group, that just sort of shows you that that provider has some experience, or at least is putting forward their experience with that community as part of their advertising. So that means hopefully that they're comfortable with that community. Also, when you go to start seeing a provider, I think the intake forms having preferred pronouns, having preferred name, and options for gender identity and sexual orientation is always good, because that just shows that they are open to those things and that that's part of their practice and they want to know that information so they can better serve you. I think those are key parts to it. And I think also, if you have referrals from the community or from friends where their providers are good at this and they can vouch for them, I think that also really helps.
Yes, so directories, maybe get a referral. And if they're not talking about pronouns, if they're not talking about your preferred name, they may not be as progressive, and so that may not align for you. And so you have to assess your values and make the right choice for you. Okay, but here's my next question. Say you have a provider and you get there and you're like, this is not going well. How do you break up with your therapist? And also, what are some of the red flags that if you're kind of seeing these, this might be leaning towards breakup time?
Yeah, well, I think even before you see somebody, a red flag is anybody who's at all affiliated with conversion therapy of any sort, right? So that's immediately a no. When you see somebody, I think it is a relationship, a therapy environment, or even medication management. You have a professional relationship with this person. So I think it's really important that you are honest about what's going on as it's happening, because most studies show that the success of treatment really depends on how well you get along with your therapist or doctor. So that's a key element. So I think you really need to be honest and try to workshop problems just like you would in any relationship. But if it's just really not working and you feel like it's not going anywhere, or your values don't align, or you've given enough time and you're just not getting anywhere with them, I think it's very appropriate to say, look, we've done this as much as we can, and I am not comfortable with this. And do you have any referrals to people that might be able to better serve me? And you can even mention exactly what's going on that you're not happy with. I think most of us are very open to feedback. And if it doesn't work, we're perfectly happy to try to find somebody better. But it's helpful if we know what's going on that's not working so that we can make better choices.
This is supposed to be supportive to you. And if your needs are not being met, you're allowed to say, hey doc, appreciate you, sure you're great, but you're not a fit for me. So if you're feeling like you want support, and you deserve it if you want it, head over to beam.community or depressionlookslikeme.com.